Chapter 18 Achieving Freedom. Let's learn Indian National Congress, Partition of Bengal, Swadeshi and Boycott, Mahatma Gandhi, the Rowlatt Act, Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, Non-Cooperation Movement, Simon Commission, the Revolutionaries, Indian National Army, Civil Disobedience Movement, Quit India Movement. India becomes free. Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress was founded by A. O. Hume in 1885. In the beginning, the Congress was not anti-British as it was a political party set up with English-educated Indians as members, which allowed Indians to have a greater say in running the country and to give more opportunities to them. The aim of establishing it was to prevent another uprising like that of 1857 against the British. As more and more people began to join it, it started criticizing the government policies. Some members of the Indian National Congress wanted to participate in lawmaking and administration. They were referred to as the moderates. Some noted moderates were Dadabhai Nauroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and
Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee, W.C. Banerjee.
Another group within the Indian National Congress wanted self-rule. They wanted the British to accept their demands. They were referred to as extremists. The three extremists, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal, were popularly known as Lal, Bal, and Pal. Tilak declared, "Freedom is my birthright and I shall have it." Info Hive. There were about 562 princely states in India at the time of independence. Partition of Bengal. The Viceroy, Lord Curzon, announced the decision to divide Bengal in July 1905, claiming that it would help to improve the administration of the two partitioned provinces. But the truth was different. Bengal at that time was the main center of Indian nationalism. So, Lord Curzon decided to crush this new spirit of nationalism by dividing not only the state but the Hindu and the Muslim communities as well. The Congress launched Swadeshi and boycott movements to oppose this. The partition of Bengal took place on 16th October 1905. Swadeshi movement. Under Swadeshi movement, people decided to boycott British goods. At many places, they made bonfires of British-made clothes and other articles. There was a revival of home-made products. The movement started in Bengal but soon spread to other parts of India. The movement was joined by a large number of women and students. Ultimately, the opposition to the partition of Bengal was successful and the British were forced to reunite it after 6 years in 1911. Mahatma Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi went to South Africa in 1893 where he saw the plight of the Indians. He also experimented with satyagraha and non-violence and achieved great success. When he returned to India in 1915, he toured the country and was shocked to see the poverty and hunger in the country. He decided to fight against the injustice done to the Indian people and launched the fight for freedom through the policies that he had used in South Africa. Info Hive. Gandhiji dedicated his whole life to the service of the motherland and service of humanity. The Rowlatt Act, March 1919. The British government passed the Rowlatt Act in March 1919, which gave the government power to arrest anyone and send them to jail without trial. People protested against this act. Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, April 1919. On April 13, 1919, a peaceful meeting was being held to protest against the Rowlatt Act at Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar. General Dyer ordered his troops to open fire on the people, killing hundreds of those who had gathered there to protest. As the news of Jallianwala Bagh carnage spread, crowds took to the streets in many North Indian towns. All the Indian leaders strongly protested against the cruel act. Info Hive. According to official British Raj sources, 379 people were killed in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Non-cooperation movement 1920. The Congress, under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, decided to start a non-cooperation movement in 1920. This was to be a non-violent movement. It was decided that no one would cooperate with the government. Students boycotted schools and colleges. Lawyers boycotted the law courts. Peasants refused to pay taxes and government servants left their jobs. The movement became violent in 1922. A police chowki was set on fire, killing 22 policemen by the Satyagrahis at Chauri Chaura near Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. When this news reached Gandhiji, he called off the movement. The revolutionaries. There were some other people who believed that we should not beg for freedom. They believed that India was a large country with huge population, and if the people of India got united, the Britishers will be overpowered easily. These were the revolutionaries. Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Batukeshwar Dutt, Ashfaqullah Khan, Sukhdev, Ram Prasad Bismil, and Jatin Das were among them. These revolutionaries sacrificed their lives for the motherland. We salute them. Simon Commission 1928. The British government sent a commission to India in 1928 to study the effects of the Rowlatt Act. This was called the Simon Commission, which reached India in 1928. It was boycotted by the Congress as there was no Indian member in this commission and there was also no hope from it. Sir John Simon, who was the head of the commission, was greeted with black flags and slogans. Simon, go back! Info Hive. Lala Lajpat Rai led the protest procession against Simon Commission at Lahore. He was injured in the lathi charge and later died of the injuries on November 17, 1928. Civil Disobedience Movement, March 1930. In December 1929, the Congress demanded Purn Swaraj, that is, complete independence from the British. Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement with the famous Dandi March. On March 12, 1930, from his Sabarmati ashram to Dandi with 79 followers. He reached Dandi, a small village on the seashore of Gujarat, on April 6. There he broke the salt law by making salt from sea water. The movement soon spread to other parts of India. Quit India Movement, August 1942. The Indian National Congress decided to start the third mass movement, that is, Quit India Movement, on August 8, 1942. Gandhiji gave the slogan of Do or Die. This movement continued till India got its independence in 1947. Brain Tickler. What is the difference between non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement? Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose was the leader of the Indian National Army, that is, Azad Hind Fauj, which fought bravely against the English. He gave us these three slogans: Jai Hind, Delhi Chalo, and Give me blood, I will give you freedom. India becomes free. After the Second World War ended in 1945, the British government agreed to grant independence to India. However, it was decided to divide the country into two parts, that is, India and Pakistan. On 15th August 1947, India became a free country. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first President. With this began a new phase in the history of India. Recap: Gandhiji actively participated in three mass movements: non-cooperation movement in 1920, civil disobedience movement in 1930, Quit India movement in 1942. Indian National Congress was founded in 1885. Lord Curzon partitioned Bengal in 1905. Swadeshi and boycott movement was launched to protest against Bengal's partition. Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa in 1915 and decided to join India's freedom movement. Rowlatt Act was passed by the British government in 1919. Jallianwala Bagh massacre was the darkest hour in India's freedom movement. The Indian National Congress comprised of two groups: moderates, that is, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Dadabhai Naoroji, W.C. Banerjee, and the extremists, that is, Lal, Bal and Pal. The revolutionaries believed that we should not beg for freedom, rather gain independence forcefully. Subhash Chandra Bose was the leader of the Indian National Army. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first President of independent India. Life skills. Mother, why did Gandhiji advocate non-violence? Because Raghav, Gandhiji believed that hurting one another is never a solution to any problem. We should also never hurt anybody. But what if someone wants to hurt you for no reason? Things can be sorted out by other means, like appealing to their better sense and being friendly. That is right, mother. Violence does not sort out issues. It only begets more violence. Values for life. Value your country's freedom and let your thoughts and actions always strive to preserve it.